Everyone believed she was pretending, until the Admiral walked in and froze at the sight of her wrist. No one knew the truth inked into her skin. Not even her. The shouting started before the neighbors even realized what was happening. A single mother named Elena stood on her front lawn, bright daylight spilling over the houses, as two uniformed military police approached her with suspicion sharp enough to cut through the air. They demanded her identification, her story, and her reason for wearing a Navy SEAL trident on a battered jacket she'd bought at a thrift store. And when she hesitated, just once, they moved to arrest her. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. They cuffed her hands, the metal biting into her skin as her son, 8-year-old Aaron, clutched the front door frame with shaking fingers. Neighbors emerged, shielding their eyes from the sun, whispering among themselves about the woman who worked double shifts, who always smiled politely, who now stood accused of impersonating a SEAL. Elena didn't fight. She was too tired, too used to life hitting her harder than she could explain. The officers questioned her again, how she got the jacket, why she claimed she didn't know the emblem mattered, why she'd been seen comforting a local veteran who saluted her earlier that morning. But all she said was, "I'm not who you think I am." They didn't believe her. As they led her toward the military vehicle, a dust cloud lifted around her feet. Her heart pounded, not from guilt, but from fear. Fear that her son would think she'd lied. Fear that the world would once again assume the worst. She thought she'd never see help arrive. She was wrong. A black SUV rolled up the street, its engine humming low. The soldiers straightened instinctively. From the passenger side stepped Admiral James Rowan, a man whose presence carried the weight of decades of combat, leadership, and loss. He wasn't supposed to be here. Not in this quiet neighborhood, not on this hot, bright afternoon. But fate had its own timing. The crowd fell silent. His eyes scanned the scene, then settled on Elena, small, trembling, defiant only in the way her chin refused to drop. Something flickered in his expression. Recognition, confusion, pain. He approached slowly, his boots crunching on the gravel. "What's your name?" he asked her. "Elena Torres, sir," she whispered. "And why," he continued, "are you wearing a SEAL trident?" She told him the same story. The thrift store jacket, her ignorance, the misunderstanding. But halfway through, her voice broke. The Admiral watched her closely. Too closely, as if searching for a memory that wouldn't surface. "Show me your left wrist," he said. The officers hesitated, unsure, but the Admiral's authority overrode everything. They uncuffed her. Elena lifted her arm, confused. Sunlight glinted off her skin, illuminating a faded tattoo, a small symbol she'd always assumed was just an unfortunate remnant of her wild teenage years. The one period of her life she couldn't remember clearly, after a car accident erased months of memory. But the Admiral knew the mark instantly. It was the unit tattoo of SEAL Team 9, an experimental, rarely discussed group from 15 years ago. A unit he once commanded, a unit that suffered a catastrophic mission gone wrong. A unit with only one missing operator, the only woman ever embedded in their covert program. "Ma'am," he said, voice cracking, "who gave you this tattoo?" She shook her head. "I don't know." The world stilled. Even the wind seemed to halt. The Admiral's breath hitched. "Elena, your real name is Lieutenant Elena Marquez. You saved my entire team before the blast. We looked for you for years." The neighbors gasped. The officers stepped back as truth washed over them like a wave. Memories crashed into Elena at once. Fire, chaos, a helicopter shredding the air, arms lifting her, darkness swallowing everything. She staggered, and the Admiral caught her gently, the way a commander holds a soldier who's come home after too long. In that bright daylight, surrounded by strangers who had judged her moments before, Elena finally learned the truth. She wasn't pretending. She was surviving. "Stand down," the Admiral ordered quietly. "She's one of ours." A murmur spread through the neighborhood, softer this time, awed. Her son ran to her, clutching her waist, and the Admiral placed a steady hand on the boy's shoulder. "Your mother," he said, "is a hero. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits. and it finds its way back. And sometimes the brightest truths surface only under the midday sun. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful tales just like this.